Greetings, I caught my grandmother using my vibrator. Dear Mckoy, my husband lives overseas, so I moved in my grandmother to keep me company. I buy sex toys to use at home instead of thinking about cheating. I keep my collection toys in a particular drawer in my room. Out of respect for my grandmother, I would always ensure that I lock my room door when I pleasure myself. I came home early from work one day and I heard loud moaning in my grandmother's room. I thought she had a man in there. When I quietly opened the door, I didn't see anyone but her. She was enjoying her old self so much. I was about to leave when I heard my Christian grandmother cursing some serious expletives. I was wondering what she was doing, so I went back to peep. My grandma was opened up on the bed and had big black vibrator working it. I was so shocked that I couldn't say anything. I just stood there watching, and when it got unbearable, I called out to her. She just smiled and said she was just having fun. I was and is still so traumatized for that I threw away my collection of toys. Maxine. Dear Maxine, there is a saying, the older the moon, the brighter it shines. Your grandmother wants pleasure just like you. Perhaps you didn't close your room door that one time and Grandma saw how you were enjoying that pleasure. Greetings, dear Mckoy, thief the woman crazy husband, and now me can't get him off me. I used to see this husband and wife couple in my community living good. The woman looked good and well taken care of. People the man full of money and very kind. Him buy the wife a house, car and enough gold jewelry. Me now lie, I get jealous of her. Now I am a girl with good shape so I can charm man. I hear they wanted a day's helper, so I went for the job. I used to wait until the wife gone and change in some see-through clothes, and when him coming I bend over. He used to try ignore me, but I would a see the bulge in him pants. One day, him couldn't manage no more and bend me over in the kitchen and eat me out. To the way it sweet me give him the ride of him life. The man start pay me enough money to eat me every day, and all tell me him don't want me doing the housework. I stop working with them and him start taking good care of me. Him move me out the community because him want to visit me often. Him buy me a van like the wife own, enough clothes and pay the expensive rent. Him have him own key so him go and come as him feel. The problem is him become unbearable and very obsessive. Him will just park outside and watch the house. Him will all come in my room late night, come look then leave. One early morning I wake up to go use the bathroom and the man that in the room. Nearly dead. I am wondering if him wife na miss him out of them house them hours de. Right now the eating na sweet no more, it felt crony bad. The man bite me on my punna one day cause him a call enough times and never get me. I wish I could call him wife and tell her to come get her eater man, but then I would lose the nice things. This madman tell me him feel to leave him wife for me. If Jamaica did big like Farian I would must take the things and run, but look like me stuck with the woman craziest man. Anonymous. Dear Anonymous, all that glitters is not gold. You see people living certain lavish lifestyles but don't know what they have to encounter. Greed caused you to go in someone's marriage, so you must deal with the repercussions. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Either you give up the material things and end this affair, or you keep them and suffer the consequences. Hope you make the wise choice before it is too late. Greetings, confession. I went to jail for beating husbands and thinking she was the side chick. I have been with my husband from he used to be poor and had nothing. I bore it all out with him through the hard times. He got his big bus and then all of a sudden he was attracting all sorts of ladies. I realized he was getting full of himself and started acting up. I would see him hiding and whispering on phone calls and texting. He started staying out late and partying with people who wouldn't go out with him before. One night, he was going to a party and I told him I was coming with him. He was kind of apprehensive about me coming, which made him more suspect. On arrival to the party, I saw this particular female staring at me. The woman's intuition in me clicked in and I kept watching her for the night. She was rather upset about something. He was in such a haste to go home, but I told him no and I showed out for the night by being very sensual with him. His awkward behavior confirmed that he was indeed cheating. I asked him about the lady and he said he didn't know her. I knew he was lying, but I just kept my peace. This private number started calling my phone and would hang up. I got a message one day that read, "You may say you are his wife, but I am the one living the life." I saved the number and checked in WhatsApp for a face, but it was blank. The number kept on texting and calling, and when I showed him, he said he didn't know who it was. I went to a particular phone company and paid some cash to get the name of the owner of the phone. When I got the name and searched on Facebook, it was the same girl from the party. She had up pictures of her and my husband and even had on an engagement ring. This knocked me down. Right there I made up my mind that I was done. I did not say anything to him as I wanted to catch him in action, so I secretly placed a tracking device on his van. He was home one night when he got dressed to go to some event. I pretended not to be perturbed by his movements, and even gave him a fake kiss. About half an hour later, I oiled my body and left out on my mission. I followed the device to a location, and it was a house. I parked a little distance away and saw him and a female leaning on his vehicle talking. The place was very dark and her back was turned to me, so I just started delivering punches and kicks. I was beating her, thinking about all the messages and calls while he was there trying to get me off her, but he couldn't. The girl was crying so hard and I just kept knocking her face on the grass. When he finally got me off and the lady turned her beaten up face, I realized it was not the side chick but his aunt. I just stood there with my mouth open wide the way I was shocked, embarrassed, and felt stupid. By the time I could say something, the cops came on and handcuffed me. My husband's words were, "That's what you get for being stupid." I spent the night in jail, and his aunt did not press charges against me. I just paid for her damages. I decided it wasn't worth going after his side chicks, so I just requested the divorce. I am in the process of divorcing him, and I have a very good lawyer, so I am taking him for all he has. Identity withheld. All that glitters is not gold. You see people living certain lavish lifestyles but don't know what they have to encounter. Greed caused you to go in someone's marriage, so you must deal with the repercussions. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Either you give up the material things and end this affair, or you keep them and suffer the consequences. Hope you make the wise choice before it is too late. Write to us via WhatsApp 1-876-353-1389 and remember to subscribe and share, dear Mckoy.